So, it's late again, and I'm going to have apple pie again. We are hooked on apple pie completely, both me and my kids, and yeah. So when my next oldest came and asked, "Oh, can I bake an apple pie?" I said, "Oh yes," and Rose fast on trying to help. And as she has a bug, I don't want to help out. But yep, it ended well, and we got the pie, and I'm gonna eat more of it. I shouldn't, but I love it. So yeah, that's how going with eating healthy and so on, like everybody wants to do. A lot of people say we're going to do beginning of New Year. No way, it's not even me used to try anything. It's just waste of time when it comes to me. No, I eat pretty healthy most of the time, but yeah, this was apple pies are just delicious. I talked to a friend about this, and I think it's quite interesting. But you probably don't think it's interesting, but I think it's interesting. The difference between people who are in reality shows and models, because I quite often hear people don't say, "Oh, it's like band together like it's the same kind of people and the purpose is the same and so on." And when I studied this about music history and fan culture and so on, we also studied a lot about how media is reporting about things, and one of the things we talked about a lot was with reality shows. And I think you need to know what it is people are, how they think when they pick people to a reality show. Because the idea with picking people to reality show is picking people who are different, but everybody could relate to one person in this reality show. The idea is for everyone to have somebody they can relate to. So the people who are picked to reality show are people who are not very unique, quite ordinary people. And people would protest and say, "Oh no, it's really unique and very special," and so on. That's not true. You are like a representative of a group of people, and you should be very average within that group. You should be so average that everybody within that group could identify with you. And no matter if they are more or less extreme and so on, you should be like in the middle of this group, and then pick another person for another group and the same things like that. And but everybody thinks they are extremely unique and special and so on. And I think most people, I think that's very I don't know how to say it. It's something that almost all people do. Like everybody think they are a little more special than everybody else. They could think it in a good way that they are better than others, which a lot of people think a lot of the times, or they can think that they're not as good as others, which I and a lot of other people struggle with that thought quite often. But we always think that we are not exactly like everybody else, and it's something I realized with age, that I am like everybody else. I am unique in some ways, just like everybody else are, but I'm not more unique or less unique than everybody else. I'm just like everybody else. No matter who you pick on this world, I am like everybody. And it's both a scary and calming feeling. And that is a little bit also what those reality shows, the idea with them are that people should identify with them and feel normal within the group of being special. And the same thing is with boy bands, that you pick, or girl bands, no matter, with cast bands overall, but you pick characters that people could identify with. Or when you create a TV series, you create people could identify with, and even if we don't think we identify with them, they do. We could be very cheeky, we could be very hard on, or we could be very a lot in every direction, but we're always different characters, and they are all symbolize something. And I think it's interesting to see how people interact with this also. And another thing I also learned when I was studying this was that the people who produce the programs are using the stigma around different kind of TV shows. For example, those kind of TV shows like Britain Got Talent or American Idol and all those kind of stuff. Why do it film? Or if you look at the group they are produced for, they say that they are produced for young girls, the age between 16 and 29. But it's not them who watch. It's older people. It's people up to 16 watching them. There are a lot of middle-aged people watching those shows, the absolute biggest group. And when you look at the commercial within those shows, you can tell that they are advertised against middle-aged people, people with families, homes, cars, and so on. But then they write about them in titles and so on. They write them about as a youth show, sometimes a family show, but especially X Factor and those are more for advertised for more younger audience. And the idea is to make people in my age, middle-aged women, watch those shows and feel young. Feel like, oh, I can actually connect with, even though this is a youth program, then I can't be that old. It's like playing with people's minds, and it's really interesting. We're doing that all the time in media. That's the idea with media, to play with people's mind and make us think and believe things that we normally wouldn't. And yeah, so I think it's interesting. Yeah. Also, this with models, I think it's the other way around. A model should advertise a product. We should show a product to something. That is, main cause. But the second to that is that model should be above everybody else. It should be somebody who looks and have an aura of being something more, being better, someone to look up to. Like, if you have this product, you can be like this person. And that is very much the other way around. That is not this identify thing at all. Companies don't want you to identify with a model. It would ruin the whole campaign, because if you could identify with a model, you would not need the product they sell. That's simple as this. So yeah. I know this is a very odd thing to talk about, but it's something that's on my mind. This is like my diary, so I will talk about it. But yeah. And weather. We finally get a really big snowstorm. Nice. It was storming and snowing and snowing and snowing, and I thought, but okay, this is cold, this is a mess, I don't want to go out and